Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Zero from TechDragon.info, and today we are taking a look at the Sharkoon Skiller Keyboard. This is I would say, almost fully programmable keyboard, with the exception of the media keys on the side here. So you have your browser keys over here, so home button, your favorites, history forward, history back, and the reload. So basically your F5, so that's nice to have. Up here we have computer, email, search, calculator, and media. To open up those, they're just standard Windows features. I'll get back to what I'm doing right now in a second here. Previous, next, wake, sleep, power over there, and you have your media controls over here. So play, pause, stop, volume up, down, and mute. Very nice to have. We have a lighting feature over here. As you can see, it does stay on after you turn your computer off. It does depend on your computer if that is a function or not. It's kind of cool. It's not too bright when you're sitting here, but actually looking at it from the top, it's pretty bright. Same goes for this light. As you can see, it's sort of lens flaring. Directly from above, it's quite bright, but when you look at it from an angle, it's really not that bad. Let's get an overview of the keyboard here. There we go. So one thing to note is this layout. This is usually where keyboards vary. There's a couple of things. The large shift here is where things will vary. Sometimes they will have the backslash or forward slash, excuse me, over here. This is not the case, and this is my preferred layout as well. The big enter button, which is definitely one of my favorites as well. And then I'm not too fond of this layout, but zip, we switch over to the software here. As you can see, I'm just recording my screen because it's easier to switch back and forth between the keyboard. You could actually literally, well, not actually, you could literally go in, click here, single key, and say, I want this to be my page up. You can set it here. Let's say here, page up. I'm not going to do that right now. So technically you could switch these keys out here in the software, but it doesn't end there because you've probably already noticed these keys. These are actual rubberized keys. You do get the normal WASD if you don't want them. You do get additional arrow keys, and as you can see here, I'll demonstrate, they're rubbery. So you can very clearly feel when you are on WASD and when you're not. So very nice sensation. Anti-slip, a bit more than normal keys, but not much. It's not super rubbery. Like as you can see here, it slides pretty easy still, so it's not like you're not going to slide off. But it's definitely very noticeable when you're on the WASD. One thing to note is that you have to really press the spacebar fully down for it to register. Sort of half pressing it in does not register, so you have to press it down deep in order to register it. So that's one of the drawbacks with this keyboard. The other one is that it's very shiny, as you can see, so every little speck is visible on it, and that goes throughout. Like there's stuff over there, shiny over here, so they're shiny all over the place. So that is one thing to look out for, but like I said, all the keys that you see on here are reprogrammable. So pretty much the entire normal keyboard layout is fully reprogrammable. So that's pretty cool. And you can have 3 different layers between every profile, and you can have a grand total of 10 profiles here. I'm not going to go in depth on all of this, but you can link an application, you can auto switch. These are pretty much normal functions. Let's take a look here. You can set a single key, you can set a macro, we'll take a look at that in a second. Mouse keys, internet hotkeys, office hotkeys, media hotkeys, additional Windows commands like zoom in, run, open, explore, that sort of stuff. Switch profiles, launch a particular program, reset the default or disable. Let's take a look at the macro. Macro is a nice kind of macro, not all of them always are. But as you can see here, you can smash all the buttons and it will have it in there. You can set a fixed delay of anywhere between 50 and 200 milliseconds. You can ignore the delay or record it with auto delay. You can manage them, so you can select like everything that you've put in here. You can copy stuff, you can add delays, you can edit delays, you can select all or just your delays. Then we have a time to repeat. You can repeat it X amount of times, between 1 and 10. Repeat as the key is held down. Repeat until next key is pressed. Or repetition interval, and then you can set it to how often do you want this thing to repeat. 200, 800, 1600, 2400 milliseconds. That's pretty sweet. So you can repeat it for a while and then stop. So macro seems to be pretty good, and like I said, you can macro every single one of these if you wanted to. 10 profiles in total. Each profile has 3 layers. So let's say that you're playing an MMORPG and you're playing 3 different classes. You can have your layer 1 here be your tank spec. Layer 2 is your assassin, and layer 3 is going to be your healer. So you can switch out your keys, you know, put different macros on different keys and all that. So it's pretty cool. One thing I didn't actually discuss yet is it does come with a key removal unit. Very nice. You just basically pop it in there around the key and you pull it out. It's as simple as that. So that's how you can remove the keys. So technically you could just pull out these keys if you don't like this order, pull them out, put them in a different spot, rekey them in the software, and ta-da! You can technically have F12 at the beginning and F1 at the end if you want to, and literally have that on your keyboard visible. And you can just change it around the software, so it's pretty cool. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this thing. It feels nice, it works nice. The key pressing is nice. Let me actually open up a notepad here. I have one in the background. There we go. So you can actually, like, the keys are good feedback. Like I said, that is not enough. As you can see, that is not doing anything. So you do have to really, like, that is doing a space. So just sort of tapping it is usually not enough. You have to actually press down on it. So that's one thing. It's not a bad thing, it's just something you need to know. Like, I was used on my other computer to be able to do this and it would work, but it really is that. See how it depresses a little bit more? And that's the difference for the key to actually take. I don't think that's a bug. It might be, but I don't think so. So there's just something to note. And that is it. It's a $30 keyboard, and I just wanted to see what you could get for an actual kind of cheap keyboard like that. Does it have all the functions you would want? One more thing to note, the cable, as you can see, is pretty thick. That's a different cable, I'm charging something. Cable is pretty thick and sturdy. That's a good and a bad thing, makes it a bit more difficult to handle, but overall it's a nice sturdy cable. And it's about 5 feet long. In centimeters, it's 150 centimeters, so 1.5 meters. So it's a decent sized cable, not too long, not too short. For me it's just right, but it depends on how you have your setup. So let's do one more overview of the entire keyboard here. There you go. That is the Sharkoon Skiller. It's about 30 bucks in the US and about 30 euros in the, well, at least in the Netherlands. I don't know about the rest, but yeah. So pretty cool keyboard. There's not much more to say about it. I mean, everything is programmable, 10 profiles. Each profile has 3 different layers to it. And the layers are just sub-profiles basically within one program. So yeah, pretty damn sweet. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.